All right, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. I want to especially thank everyone for definitely joining us today. And I know, of course, we are starting a bit late, and we sincerely apologize for it. It's not really, it wasn't planned this way, but of course, Nigeria happens sometimes, and so we are still having it. Just like my organ said, nothing can actually stop our impact. So it's a very beautiful thing to actually have this life again. Last week, I actually made mention of something. I said changing the narrative, we when it came up as a conference, which actually held in Mina Niger State. So, but I discovered that it's actually very limited in the sense that people that are not within Mina Niger State usually does not they don't have the means to actually attend it, and so we thought about it, and so because of the impact, because of the testimonies we actually had from the conference, we just decided to okay, I think it's actually very nice. We bring it live too, so that we have creators, we have people that have gone ahead, people that are where we are at the moment, and people that are below us, and actually come and rub minds together, learn from one another, all that. So that is why we actually went ahead to come up with changing the narrative live. And I mentioned on Friday too that it's actually gearing towards the conference for next year too. But then, just like I mentioned, that one is more confined to a space, but this is not confined to a space. It's actually very open to everyone. And I really want to especially appreciate you, Sakwelumi, for agreeing to do this. You understand? That's the same thing I told my guest last week. I said it's very difficult to see people that want to identify with, should I use the word now, upcoming creators. Creators will never blow. You understand? They don't have that, large following. You understand? Most persons do not want to, associate with them and all that, especially when it has to do with something like this. But seeing people that actually, even if it is just one view or two view, they actually recognize the fact that okay, this is worth doing, irrespective of the numbers that we are working with. So it's actually a very big thing for me, and I sincerely do appreciate this gesture. I really appreciate because of course, for our viewers, I didn't have to break the bank before my Oga came on board. So I really want to thank you for making out your time to actually be here with us. We are really, really grateful, sir. So
Thank you so much.
with me here today, he's actually a man that needs no introduction. But anyways, I will go ahead and introduce you just for the sake of people that will be watching, probably after this live. Because one thing I discovered is that, for some that will not miss us live, definitely most other persons are going to watch this video. So it's okay, it's very beautiful. I set the tone for the conversation so that they will know who we actually have. So today we are having Sir Pelumi Oluwa Pelumi. He's a licensed and certified human resource professional with an exceptional record in strategic talent management. Nigeria happens, and it has happened again. Thank God the light is back. So it's a human resource professional with an exceptional record in strategic talent management, organizational effectiveness, and people development. He holds a first class degree in public administration, an MSc in industrial relations and personal management, and a postgraduate diploma in theology. He currently serves as a chairman of CIPM Lekki Aja chapter and leads HR at Networks Portfolio and Assets Management Limited. Beyond his professional expertise, he's passionate about helping individuals unlock their potential and is an associate pastor at RCCG, the Living Seed Church, Aja. Sir, it is a great honor, it's a great privilege to actually have you here, sir. We so much, so much, so much, so much honor you. This might not have done justice to introducing you because you are, I don't want to say, I think the world is larger than life. Let me put it that way. Not that we are 100% the place we actually want to be at the moment, but you are, like I told you this morning, you are somebody who inspire me a lot from the distance. I might not open up to you every day, but of course, once in a while, it's good to put their flowers when they are still alive, oh, not when they are when they are long gone. Then we start rendering in their accolades and all that. You are someone who really inspired me from afar, and I'm so much grateful that you actually agreed to do this. You're welcome, sir Pelumi. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's really, really a pleasure to be here. I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you so much to my very good friend, Amos-Miracle. Thank you so much. And all the audience, those live, those who will watch the video afterwards, a very big thank you. It's a great honor to be here. Thank you so much.
We are so grateful, sir. Thank you so much. So this week we are going to be talking about the other side of success. The other side of success. What nobody tells you about growth. You know, there are so many conceptions. I don't want to start with misconceptions. Let me start with conceptions. There are so many conceptions about success, what success entails, you know, by what standards, you know, people have a way of defining success, what success really means. To some, it could be to have cars, some it could be to have a house, it will be to have a family. We just have different ways of defining success. And generally in our world, we actually have loads of definitions and conceptions about it. But what people really do not actually take their time to actually study is that they are. I've seen. Let me use this illustration. I've been opportunity to meet what a certain set of people that we call celebrities. So what I often do when I meet them, I don't think I have any picture with any celebrities. I don't think so. Each time I see them, first thing that comes to my mind is, how did this guy get to this point? Like, what did this guy do that brought him to this point? That's the question that always comes to my mind. Before the selfies, that's if I even have happened to even take the selfie in the first place. The first thing that comes to my mind is, how do these guys actually get here? Do they have two heads? What process did this person subject himself or herself to actually get to this point? Those are the questions that actually occupy my mind. You get. So because I don't look at the glamour. That's me as a person. I'm not really interested in the glamour, the beauties, and all. I want to know how you actually got to the point, get to that point. What did you do? How did you maneuver the challenges? How did you actually get there? So those are the parts that people don't always think about, when we talk about the subject of success. So people just feel just, the luxury cars, the whole thing that happens, but behind those things, they don't know what the price of success. If I believe if most persons actually know the price of success or success, most persons wouldn't want to be successful. They will prefer to be the way they are because it actually comes with a lot of price. So that's why we are coming up with this topic, the other side of success. That's the part that most people do not actually talk about, especially when you have to do with your growth and development and success. So tonight we are going to be stripping away the hype and facing the truth behind growth. All right, so starting off this section, I want to ask you a question. So from there, actually, we'll build the conversation from there. So I want to ask, in your
Okay.
own experience, what do people, yeah, so in your own experience, what do people actually get wrong about success today? What do people get wrong about success today?
Okay. Um, so thank you for that question. You know, concepts and words often go through evolution, right? Years after years, things get redefined. Sometimes by popularity, sometimes by usage, sometimes by people, right? So, what success would mean some 10, 20 years ago is not really what success is termed today. And a lot of people have gotten that really, really wrong, right? A lot of people have
Yeah,
different misconceptions about what success is today. Many people mistake visibility for achievement, and they are
achievements.
not the same thing. They see the highlight reels on social media and think, oh, success is all about the images, the applause, the material display of wealth. But the truth is, real success is invisible most of the time. Why? Because it's reflected in impact, lives that are touched, lives that are changed, right? Legacy that one leaves behind, the life that one have lived. All of this is what success truly is, fulfilling one's divine purpose. So in our world today, people get it wrong, thinking that visibility is success, followership is success. Oh, the moment you have a phone that has three cameras, oh boy, you are successful. But no,
Yeah, so that's what.
it's not. It's not the same. And many people
Yeah,
often also get it wrong, equating the final products to just be success. Many times, even the process that delivers to us that product, that final product, that achievement in quote, is also part of the success story. Yeah.
that's profound. So, so profound. Like, people mistake visibility for achievements. Actually got that. Like, that's very, very, very powerful. Because of course, just like we said in our today words, like you have mentioned, we have a lot of persons that's okay, I'm visible, especially followers. I actually, this is a personal stuff. It doesn't have to do with what we're doing here, right? But
Okay.
I actually deactivated my Twitter. That's now X, right? I actually deactivated my accounts last year when the kind of people that's, or the trends, when I read the trends and see the kind of thoughts people actually give out there, and they have large followings, it just leaves you to question yourself, like, is it really worth it? Like, okay, they call them celebrities, but the substance of what they are, the substance is lacking. Let me just put it that way. You see large following, no substance. Large following, no real
Sure.
impacts. We have a couple of them now that are trending now. They are all over. They are everywhere because of course, Nigerians. We know how to bring anyhow person to the limelight. We are very good with that. But on this said, we should not equate visibility for success. And of course, it is mostly invisible. I actually highlighted that word, invisible. It is actually invisible and it is measured by impact. So but I want to ask from that impact, just so that everybody will be on the same page, right? Based on the impact, can we see that somebody like, I'm trying not to mention name, but okay, let me just mention the name. Let people that will
Okay.
crucify me. Let's say people like what they call him now, Gege or what? Yeah, I think Gege is his name, Abi. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he has a lot of followings and all of that. Can we say what he's doing? Of course, he's impacting on one way or the other. He's actually having influence in on people's lives, especially the youth and all that. So do we also categorize that as part of the impact that we are talking about now, or is it kind of, that's not the impact that we are talking about? I just want to get that clarity so
Okay.
that for the sake of every other person that will be watching.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So the mentioned celebrity, or they mentioned, I don't know if I should call it celebrity, or the figure you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
I don't know him too well, but of course, there were times, I think there was a point he was trending, trying to give guys, wisdom on how to handle relationship and all of that. I think I've stumbled on a few reels and all of that. The kind of impact I'm talking about is radically different from that, right? Um, yes, for him, there may be a few things he's doing that, you see, you don't have to bring somebody down to climb up. That's the kind of impact I'm talking about. You don't have to
Uh,
go outside of the book. You don't have to bring down your values to get up there. That's the kind of impact I am talking about. You don't have to be necessarily radical in your approach. Make all people or all else look bad, and you the only one being the right person or the good person. No, that's not the kind of impact I'm talking about. The kind of impact I'm talking about is living out your purpose in a just and a balanced way, touching lives, making people life better. All right, sharing your wisdom, sharing your
yeah.
opinion. Of course, you don't have the ultimate wisdom, and of course, still leaving rooms for people to also be able to also contribute and say, hey, oh, okay, what you said, I have a supporting idea to this, right? So for me, the kind of success I'm talking about is, truth be told, there are people who are making massive impact that some of us don't even know their names. right? These guys are
Absolutely.
not popular. They are guys that are doing initiatives somewhere in the north, somewhere in some very unknown cities, unknown communities, touching lives, making impact, building the nation, and they are not trending every day. In fact, I don't like X much, but you see, many times what trends on X is usually the negative news. Many times, many
Absolutely.
times. So that also shows you that yes, when you are even trending Twitter, even something is trending, you can almost tell that, oh, as long as it's on Twitter, is most likely going to be a negative news.
Yeah.
For
Looking around
instance, the
the yeah.
newspapers, I think last night, early hours of today, regarding the co-founder of Paystack and all of that. And the moment I just knew that it was going to be a bad thing. And guess what? It was a bad, very bad thing, right? So my own kind of success, the success I'm defining is success where you do not have to throw away your values. You don't have to dim another man's light to light your own candle. That's the kind of impact I'm talking about, because in the world where we live in, everybody can shine. Everybody can shine. The sky is big enough for every bird to make impact, to thrive. All right. So you don't have to pull down, you don't have to tear down your values. Some people are quite popular in this nation with millions of followers, and what they stand for, the values they stand for, are not one that is compatible with the values of our society. There are people who are
Absolutely.
with millions of followers promoting promiscuity, promiscuous living, prostitution, getting money by all means, and a whole lot of that. And these guys have large followership. That's not the kind of impact I'm talking about. The kind of impact where your values are intact. And whether or not you make a post, everybody knows that you are truly, truly making an impact. That's the kind of impact I'm talking about.
Thank you so much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so much for that clarification. Thank you, sir. So I let me go over to the next question. Why are many chasing the look of success rather than the work behind it? Why are so many people
That, that's
chasing the look of success?
that's a tough question, though. That's a very big question. That's a very big question. Why? Because
That's
chasing
what
the
we have
look
it.
of success, chasing the look of
Yeah,
success is easier than doing the work. Chasing the look
mm,
of success is easier than doing the work. Showing results really feels rewarding, but building the discipline, the resilience, the patience that it takes, it comes with a lot of discomfort. Okay, so many times, many people
definitely.
want to have the look but lack the substance. Why? Because they do not want to do the work. You will see someone,
Yeah,
you know, maybe a young teenager, uh, want to achieve something that his parents achieved in maybe 20 years, wants to achieve it in the space of months or even a year. Yes, some things are possible, but some things you can just know that this
absolutely.
individual is driven by greed. So chasing the look easier, is easier to put up appearances, right? It's very, very easy to put up appearances. So
Yeah,
there are people chasing the look of success rather than the work for it. It is easier to look it, but difficult to actually be it because of the work. For instance, you can't just have the the title doctor to your name or a professor to your name. It's not something you can stumble on. It's not just something. It looks good. Oh, Dr. Uka. Oh, Professor Amos. Oh, wow. That look. Ah, my goodness. See that name,
yeah.
Professor Amos. I love the look. But do you know how many articles you will have to publish? I'm talking about between 20 to
Yeah,
25 articles in your field, a lot of research work, a lot of seminars, a lot of investment. I mean, if you're going to run a PhD program now, you're spending nothing less than minimum, maybe 5 million naira minimum. Okay, so yes, some people would rather just find an institution that they can easily pay to get it cheap than actually labor
Yeah,
for it.
sure.
Why? Because the looks are good. Everybody wants to look successful. But this is the thing. Um, Working hard for success makes us fit to enjoy it. Many people don't know that.
Mm,
They think,
mm,
oh, but
mm,
when we work for success, it builds in us the capacity to truly, truly enjoy it. It builds in us the character to actually live a life that truly reflects that success that we are talking about. So that's it. It's
mm,
easy. Looks are very cheap, are very, easy. Everybody wants to look it, but nobody wants to do the work. But
mm.
the success we are talking about is actually in the work. It can be brain work, you can call it brain work, you can call it hard work, you can call it small work
Yeah,
or smart work rather.
yeah.
Whatever name you call it, there is shall work inside. As long as
Yeah, it work inside.
there's work to it.
There is
That's it.
work, yeah. My boss always says, why fake what can be real? Why fake
True,
what can be real? So
true.
for the fact that you can actually crave for success or envision success means it's actually within your reach. So what's the point of okay
Exactly.
trying to just look the path? So I just wish like I said last week, I just wish a lot of people
Exactly.
like us, let me put it that way, will actually stop upon this video and then get this kind of info, get this kind of wisdom because everything is part of the pressure. Like most of them are actually coming off as I was talking to one guy, a young boy that met me. I think that was last 2 months. So he wanted to register for one of my classes, and he said he doesn't have any money. Right? He doesn't have any money to fund it. I said, okay, no problem, because you don't have any money. I'm actually going to give a scholarship for it. Just come, and we are going to do that. And uh, to my greatest surprise, 2 days ago, was it 2 days or yesterday? This is the same guy that is complaining that there's no money for skills to go and learn a skill. There's no money to start a business. There's no money to do this. Actually got iPhone 16 Pro Max yesterday, right? So I was like, so me as a person, like I was just trying to, try to find meaning in what he actually did. You understand? And
True.
then tomorrow he shows up, he tells you that, okay, there's no money to do this, there's no money to do that. But where on earth do you bring the money to actually go and get these gadgets? Misplaced priorities and all that. So people are just trying as much as possible to just look the parts and not be the parts. So I just hope a lot of persons actually, get to see this video. But of course, I'm also noting them and hopefully will highlight them and prayerfully. I know my this grace that you're releasing here is not just for two of us. A lot of other
Of
persons, we are still
course.
going to find a way to actually push it out there. Yes, sir.
Definitely.
So I also want to ask for those that are genuinely interested in actually working out their growth, not jumping the ladder now, like they actually want to work it out. What are some of the silent pressures that actually come with it? The pressure, the silent pressure that will actually come with you trying to rise in leadership on your career for those who are actually genuinely working towards, getting to that point that they want to get in life.
Mm. The silent pressures that comes with rising in leadership, rising in career. The truth is that growth comes with multiplied expectations,
Mm.
right? And
Yes.
there is always that pressure that comes with, your desire to want to sustain it. So many times, even when people don't have actual content, the pressure to want to sustain that visibility, that appearance
Yeah.
keeps coming, right? It keeps